Hey everyone. So I want you to imagine building a fighter's mindset, not doing it in the ring, but doing it right here at our desk, right here at your computer, on your phone, wherever you're watching this. So think about that without the typical overwhelm that comes to mind. I'm imagining the reason you might have challenges around that is it may feel overwhelming, it may feel stressful, it may feel unrealistic or impossible. But what we're going to go over today are the strategies in which I've used as a fighter and I've seen other world champion fighters and athletes implement to become, again, champions and to become productive, not just in the physical sense of it, but in the mental and in the work sense and all these areas that are replicable. We're going to go over these strategies. Like, again, if you've seen any of my body doubling sessions, you may be familiar with this. And the key to how we approach this is having rounds. Okay. Instead of just thinking of it as like a traditional timer, I want you to think of it as rounds. Just like a fighter will use rounds in training to prepare for a fight or an event, we're going to use rounds here in our productivity to knock things out. We're going to build upon it. So with this round, again, we're using the Pomodoro timer, but again, we're using it with an intentional kind of application so it doesn't feel as overwhelming. And with this in mind, we're going to use it. I have my watch here. I'm going to set up my Pomodoro timer. We can play with a variety of rounds with this, but we're going to start with a 20-minute round today because of some of the timing things I have related, even with my next call and meeting coming up. So I'll pull up my watch. And again, I'm going to be adding a timer on the screen here as well, because I think it's impactful to have a visual aid as well as one on my phone. But I found for me, and this is my pro recommendation for all you guys out there, I've for sure even ignored the timer without it going off. So having a physical or an auditory prompt becomes really helpful. So we're going to start that timer. Ready? I've got our clock running. I'm going to start it over here, 20-minute timer. And then I'll also screen share it so we're off to the races here. And again, we're just going to be like silently working. Feel free to drop questions or anything in the comments. But the whole intention here is focusing on productivity and taking it in rounds. That's what, honestly, if you look at like any successful like fighter or athlete, they're not just going into sparring rounds and going until they don't feel like it anymore. Or I'll be honest with you, sometimes that does happen. I've for sure even worked with my own coaches where we've had like 30-minute rounds and very intentional application and focus for that. But for the most part, we have intentional rounds. And there's a intent to not only the time of the round, but what we're getting out of this round. So I want you to pick 1 to maybe 3 up to 5 tasks, realistically 1 to 3 that you're going to get done for this round. I know for me, it's going to be going through my emails, and this is where I use my planner in accordance to this. So I'm going to go through my emails. I'm going to follow up with some new leads that have come in through one of the websites we use. And that's like the 2 things I really get to bang out for these next 20 minutes. Another thing, the third bonus is I'm actually going to set up my live stream on Amazon. That's going to be like the first thing I'm going to do. So I'm live everywhere here. I'm actually going to get it set up on Amazon as well by adding my products to the carousel. And we'll just drop that. Hey, what's going on? I see you on YouTube. Hola. And if you want to say hey, feel free to drop into the comments, say hey, ask questions. But for the most part, I'm going to be relatively quiet while we're working here. But I will drop in to address questions and anything like that. So let me just replicate this. I'm going to make sure my audio is good here because that's the other thing I got was my audio wasn't always good on Amazon. So I'm going to make sure that comes in. Hey, I see you. What's up? Yusra. Am I saying that right? Sometimes I got awesome pronunciation. Sometimes I have horrible pronunciation. So we're working on it. I'm going to go live right now. I'm going to just make sure my Bluetooth isn't going to connect to anything crazy. For example, our phone. Awesome. Yeah. Well, hello. Thank you for joining. Let's get live here. I'm going to add our products. And again, if you ever want to watch on Amazon as well, I usually have the products that I'm utilizing for the actual live. For example, my planner and some of the notebooks and journals that I use, my like laptop. I'm even got a new light here we're using. We'll get live and then we'll get into it. Okay. Yeah. Pull up our emails. We're off to the races. All right. Hello here on Amazon. So I wonder if you guys can relate to this. You ever feel unproductive and Mondays hit and you're just not able to get going? We're going to embody strategies that I've seen work for me as a fighter, and I've seen work well for other fighters and athletes and just successful individuals. And we're going to implement it today on this Work With Me body doubling session. With that being said, let's get into it. I've already got the clock kind of running here. And if you guys do have questions, let me know in the comments. But basically, we're going to be working for 20 minutes. Then we're going to take a 3 to 5 minute break and then do a second round of 20 minutes. And again, that's the whole idea is fighters and athletes intentionally will take rounds. And even, if you look at entrepreneurs, any kind of, they have rounds or they'll have windows of time that they're focusing intentionally on something. So we're going to take the next 20 minutes. And again, it's not have to pure focus. It's not a hard dogma. It's like if you need to like transition a little bit, step away, grab something, come back. But we're going to try and implement our strategies around this. Work for the next 20 minutes. I know for me, my game plans go through my emails. I got the live stream set up. And then my third is going to be following up with some leads that had come in from the weekend. And that's what we're going to get from this next 20-minute block. So I want you guys to set an intention. Ideally 1 to 3 is kind of the sweet spot in 20 minutes. And then let's get after it. So with that being said, let's get after our productivity here. And then I'm going to double check. Also, how's everyone doing with the storm and the weather? I know it's like from Texas all the way up to New York. It's been crazy with the weather. Curious how everyone is feeling and doing. Let me check my calendar. I'm going to go. So one of the things that I'm doing with my emails is I check my emails Mondays and Fridays. So Mondays are kind of easy because from Friday, there's not a lot of emails. So it's the 23rd. And then even from like Monday to Friday, it's not that bad. Okay. So boom. Yeah. See, like even on I have a couple different emails I'm checking, but here I literally have maybe like 50 emails to go through, which is not bad at all. If you've ever opened up your email like box and seeing like hundreds or thousands, it can be like overwhelming. But in this strategy, it's like, okay, 50 to maybe 150 is the most I've seen in my inbox that I get to go through. Maybe 250 if I've like been on vacation, but it's not too crazy. Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. Let's see, just went through one over there. 23rd. Yeah, see, like on one of my emails, I think I got like 150. I'm going to go through here. Why is this not charging? Uh-oh, I just messed with my lights here. Please don't tell me this charger's worked. I think I ruined my charger over here. I might have spilled some coffee on it. Oh, no. I think it's wrecked. Not good. No bueno. We're just going to check to see if it's the outlet. Let's switch this around. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference in my lighting right now. Hopefully it's just, dang it. It's totally the charger. That's going to be a problem. Oh, maybe. Maybe it's how I had it set up. No. There we go. Okay. Maybe. Yep. There we go. Okay. It's messing with me. Hey, what's up, Yato? I see you. All right, that's gonna be a problem. We'll figure it out though. That's the one thing that's clutch on Amazon is you can always get a backup charger, which I've definitely gotten from Amazon before because this is my first time spilling on my charger. But it actually seems to be okay. I don't know. We'll see. It's maybe not okay, actually. Let's flip this upside down. It's just okay. Work for me. It's good. Calendar. Here we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. We got two of the three email accounts down. We're making our way here. So I find when I don't overwhelm with too many tasks to get done in a certain block, it's almost easier to stay focused on said tasks. So we're not like getting sidetracked and distracted into too many other different areas. Let's go to, I don't know. I gotta get those pens into. Hmm. Ooh. Whoa. Where is our sponsor? Here we go. Oh, all right, we got just under 5 minutes left, y'all, in this round. About 4.5 minutes. Is this it? Oh, here. That's what we want. Okay. Thank you for the follow. I'm gonna butcher that. Big where? Let me know if I said that right, but thank you for the follow. Hopefully, you're getting some use out of this productive follow along work with me time and the tools that we're using in place here. Why is this not? Okay. Sure. Why? Let's see where we at. We got like 30 seconds left, y'all. We're getting into it. Okay. Interesting. Damn, there's emails. Done. Done. Look at that, right on the mark. All right, so we're going to take a 5-minute break now. Got through, let me reset this. We're going to reset. We're going to make it a 5-minute kind of a break timer so we can kind of reset. What I find helpful during our reset time here as we're taking a break is to just first start working on our breathing. So I'm going to scooch back and I'm going to sit from the back of my backrest here. We're just going to focus on some breathing. There's something I pulled from Carrie's yoga sessions and just yoga in general is putting one hand on our chest, one hand on our belly button, our solar plexus. And we're going to try and just focus on breathing with our diaphragm, which means if you're doing that, your chest isn't going to expand as much. You're going to feel it more in your solar plexus. So I'm going to kind of stand up so you can kind of see that right from here in this gut region. That's where we should be seeing more of the breath moving. So we're going to inhale, expands, exhale. Again, we're going in through our nose, out our mouth. And as we're doing this, I want to invite you to inhale for whatever period of time feels comfortable. Try and exhale twice as long. So we're inhaling. I'm going to exhale twice as long. Let's do that one more time. So now we're going to pair that breathing with some movement. Okay. Not heavy movement, but just I find some stretching. What I tend to do is as I'm breathing, I scan my body and kind of feel what's tight. Notice my neck's feeling a little bit tight in my shoulders since I've been working off some rotator cuff injuries. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some neuro flossing. So fancy saying we're going to work through our kind of neuro pathways from our brain to our muscles and try and release some of the tension there. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have both of our arms reaching out, both palms facing up. I'm going to inhale. And when I exhale, whichever side I'm turning towards, that hand stays up. I'm going to start to my left, which is right over here on this side. I'm going to exhale and turn. My other hand's going to turn down. I'm going to inhale, come back to the center, both palms facing back up again. And then I'm going to exhale, turn the opposite palm down. What I like to do sometimes, I'll even experiment with the opposite direction. See if that feels any better. Let's do one more time each side. All right, so now what we're going to do is another fun trick I'm going to give you guys is we're going to do a little balancing drill, a little balancing exercise. So this is a cool thing that's helpful for those, especially with ADHD, but even if you don't, the cool thing with doing some vestibular training, which is a fancy way of saying balance training, we're going to do it for about 30 to 60 seconds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just lift my leg off the ground and hang here for, again, about 30 seconds. And the goal is to not try and touch my foot to the ground, even though I just did. And even if you do, you tap, you come back. We're going to do this for 30 seconds, and then we're going to switch sides. Working on your balance, your vestibular system, can support with somewhat mirrors ADHD-like symptoms, whether it's executive function, emotional regulation, memory and recall. Can even help release a little bit of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. All right, now we're going to switch sides, do the same thing on the opposite leg. Again, 30 seconds here, not that long. All we're doing is working on a little bit of balance, bringing some parts of our brain online. It's not physically that exerting or taxing, hopefully. And by doing this, again, we're activating and lighting up parts of our brain that will help with productivity. So this goes back to, again, that fighter mindset, and the strategies from that is being intentional with not only our work rounds, but being intentional with our rest rounds. If you've ever done any kind of boxing or martial arts or fight work, they will be, and we'll rest now. We're going to take a minute here and just kind of bring ourselves together. If you want to grab some water or something to drink or a coffee, now is the time. I'm going to refill my coffee. The strategy is when we have our working rounds, we're very intentional, but even in our rest rounds, we're not just doing nothing. We're being very intentional with our breath. We're getting hydration in. And then usually our coach is giving us feedback on what we're going to focus on the next round. So this is a great opportunity saying, okay, cool. Like I got all the things that I wanted to get. Actually, I didn't. I basically focused on my email and getting the live stream. The one thing I didn't get done from the first round was going through the leads that were coming in from front of the websites over. So that's what I'm going to do on the next round. I'm going to go through getting those leads engaged and following up with them. And then there's actually, I have to deal with TikTok on my backend account. I had some like issues with the audio coming in. So I got to like just tweak a couple things from that. So those are the two main things I'm going to focus on this round is following up with some of my leads. And then I'm even going to check my planner here. Yeah, so I'm going to follow it with leads. Oh, and then, yeah, later today, I'm not even going to do it on this productivity window because I'm not going to be able to make phone calls. I got to call up one of the health insurance companies we work with, but I can't really do that because HIPAA compliance reasons. I can't really like call over the phone while I'm live. So I'm going to go through that Bark lead. We did that. And ooh, yeah, I'm going to order some skincare stuff that I had from a live stream yesterday. I did with our guest, Michelle. So we're going to start 20 minutes on the clock and we will get rocking into our next round. So let's reset. I'm going to throw on again 20 minutes. Boom. And then we will get after it. All right, y'all. So hopefully, again, the goal here is to think about what are you going to be productive with this round? Set an intention, get some feedback, and let's get after it. So for me, I'm going to be following up with some leads and then ordering something off of a guest that we had on yesterday's podcast, Michelle, on her website, I believe it's naturalhealthskin.com. Yes, beautiful. She recommended a product to me that I'm going to order and make sure that I get it. So let's actually do that right now. And it was the raw shea butter. And then I'm also going to get she told me to get even a roller too. Let's order that. Boom. Account, continue. Oh, I gotta check my code here. I think that's the right link. We're gonna find out if I use the right link or not. Let's see. Bam, there we go. Awesome. So already got that first task done. Now let's get into the rest of our stuff. See, that's why it's helpful having a very clear intentional plan. It's easy to get those tasks done. Okay, close that out. Oh no. Some maintenance on. So the actual website I need to use is having some maintenance on it. So website maintenance is undergoing maintenance. We aim to be back online in 15 minutes or so. You're killing me here, Small. So I'm gonna have to deviate. This is part of also where I will continuously mirror the martial arts concept of like martial arts training and intentional rounds. Is like, let's say where the intention is to focus on our jab for the round. But guess what? Jab's not landing. We're going to have to pivot. Like the website's not out. I'm going to have to pivot. So I'm going to go through again my planner saying, okay, I'm going to use the jab, for example, throw a fake and then follow up with a cross. So I'm going to go through my next potential task here. Let me see. Yep. Okay. That. All right, cool. So I can just follow up some other tasks on my CRM. So we can follow up with some other leads instead. That's what it's all about, being able to pivot. You know what I mean? Here. What I can also do, I can order some more books for Amazon. That's like one of the things I wanted to do. Nope, no. Cancel. What are we doing here? Switch my account. That's what we want. Okay. Also gonna order some of my books. I gotta figure out the address I'm sending this to. What? Okay, that's why. So you that's right. No, I don't want to. Hmm. Okay. Change. Yeah, we're gonna have to change that to. Okay. Let's use this address, phone number. Okay. Okay. That should be good. That's the right one. See, that's a problem. That. Okay, proceed to check out. There we go. Address. Hmm. Okay. Okay, boom. All right, we got our next thing done. Bam, making it happen, Captain. Oh, what happened here? Mhm. All right, we're at that halfway point, y'all. We got 10 more minutes on this round. Thanks for the follow, Johanny. Appreciate you. Let me know if I'm saying that right too, by the way. And again, if you have questions on like any of the products here that are on Amazon, anything that I'm using, let me know. I've got like my planner here, my tech, some of the journals. Same thing for everyone watching as well. We still got about like 8 minutes left, even like the watch I'm using for my timer, the strategies behind this. Feel free to ask questions. But if this is helpful just from a productivity standpoint, getting your task done, feel free to continuously follow along as well. Okay. I actually think I'm going to have to hop off Amazon because I think Amazon needs to call me. So I'm going to end the live stream here. If you guys are watching here on Amazon, I will be back, or Carrie will be back probably at noon. Either she's going to do a get ready with me and a yoga session, or I'm going to be doing a workout session. But we'll have something coming back at 12. And let me actually check in with her now. But I'm going to wrap this up here for you guys over here. Stay with me because I'm going to address this on Amazon. Okay, let's end that up. We still got like what? Couple more minutes. Let's see if Amazon's gonna call me here. Dealing with the fun on Amazon, always a good time. Solve the puzzle to verify you are human. Check all the bags. I love these like are you human things. What? Oh, there's one in the flowers. Fine. Check all the beds. Bed. Okay, let's see if Amazon's gonna call. What you got for me, Amazon? Let's take care of this. Dialing your number. Are you now Amazon? I don't see no calls coming through. There we go. Why isn't it going right to voicemail? Hello?
Sorry, we have received an incorrect response. 101.
Oh, it's because my phone's on Do Not Disturb. That's why.
Sorry, we have received an incorrect response. 101.
What's 10? What are you doing here, Amazon? Help me out here. It's not on airplane mode.
Sorry, we have received an incorrect response. Please call us back at a later time.
Classic. All right, so I'm gonna have to have them call me back. Focus. It's on Do Not. Yeah, it's totally on Do Not Disturb. That's why. Boom. Okay. So now let's see if they call me again. It should come through. Come on, Amazon. There we go. Let's see if this works.
Your call will be handled by an expert from Amazon Account Help Support. We are here to help support you in selling on Amazon. Please note that for quality and training purposes, this call may be recorded. Thank you for connecting with us. Our Account Help Support specialist will assist you shortly.
Hello, thank you for contacting Amazon Account Help Support. This is Pravalika. How may I help you?
Yeah, I was just calling about a flag on my account regarding my account health. And I put in all the information and whatnot, and it just connected me to you guys. So I just wanted to see if there's anything I can do about the status of my account health.
Sure, I'll just fetch your account details and check what the banner is about first. But before proceeding this call, I would like to confirm that you're calling us from LOF Lifestyle of Fitness, which is in US Marketplace.
You got it. Yep.
Thank you. And if our call gets disconnected due to any technical issue, will this be the best number to give you a call back, which ends with 9959?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much for confirming the details. Just give me a few minutes. I'm fetching your account details to check the issue.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. So I think you have been already working with this issue with seller support team, because you have used Under Armour in your logo and your item name as well. That's the reason it has been flagged for the trademark logo misuse Under Armour, which cannot be used until and unless you are authorized to use it from the rights owner.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's why I was checking, because the listing was already taken down, and I provided the information. I do have an authorized use through the third-party printing company that we use with Under Armour. But I just took the listing down just to avoid the headache. So I was wondering if this could, because I already took it down and because I've been like communicating, I just don't see an impact on my account status and my account health. So I was wondering if there's anything else you needed from me or the kind of team needed from me on your side to remove the like damage to my account health, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so basically, problem is I completely understand what you're saying, but just removing the ASIN from the inventory will not help to remove the violation from the account until and unless submitting an licensing agreement or the letter of authorization will do. But the team has mentioned that you have, even okay, save and finish. Go 11. Okay. So they're also asking it to remove from the item name as well. But when coming to trademark logo, the logo is directly appearing on the item itself, which you are selling. So that cannot be removed, obviously. So the only available option to remove this violation is by submitting the letter of authorization from the rights owner directly to remove the violation, because they are a brand and it cannot be sold like that. I understand you removed it from the inventory, but it cannot be resolved that way. Either we'll have to wait for 180 days for the violation to get removed from the account health automatically, but this is causing an harm because it's having a high impact on your account. Though how much ever account health rating had to be reduced is already reduced because of this impact. It won't get reduced more after this, but you'll have to submit the letter of authorization to resolve this violation, or else it cannot be removed from the account health manually.
Okay, so I can get that from the printing company, but where should I submit that information? Is there an email I can use or?
Same.
I'm sorry?
No, if you click on submit new information, it will take you to a case, which you have been working since 25th of November already with the team. That is already closed. You cannot use that case, but you can create a case with the team. I can guide you through how to create a case to submit the letter of authorization if you want to.
Gotcha. Okay, so I could just go on the website, go to the same place I did and do the same thing. Okay, that's super helpful. Thank you. And unfortunately, that's going to do it. And it also looks like as we're getting into our time is up here, that was like literally perfectly timed. So that is going to wrap it up for our productivity workflow. We got 2 rounds in. I got through pretty much what I can control. Unfortunately, the website too that I follow up with my leads that I get them coming in through is still under maintenance. It looks like. Let's check one more time. Yeah, website is under maintenance. It's not back up within 15 minutes or so. Liars. But I could focus on what I can control. And that's always what we go back to. I'm a big fan of. And when it comes to even like the fight analogy, we always focus on what can we control. We can't control what our opponent's doing. We can try and lead them. We can try and do the things that we do. And that's what I'm doing here. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. We'll be back at either 11:30 or 12 o'clock because it looks like my 11:30 rescheduled. So I'll have that. I'm going to check in with Carrie, but stay tuned. Make sure you're following and subscribing so you can stay up to date on our live streams and the content we got coming out. And I will see y'all on the next one. Later, everybody. Thanks for hanging. And also great work for everyone showing up. For those of you that actually showed up, got some productivity done. Even if you're watching the replay of this, you can use this replay for the timing of it to get 25 or 20 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest, 20 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest, and repeat that workflow as many times as you want. But later, y'all.